Alrighty, right off the bat, here we are in Salt Mine. Like we said a few videos ago, Salt Mine's a pretty decent area to get some kills. It's not too hot. It's not super slow all the time. There's usually 3 or 4 other teams around, no matter what lobby you're in. And this is exactly where they're at right now. We don't have any bounties around us. We do have a recon, but because they're playing aggressive, I doubt they're going to do that. We see a ping on the mini-map right now. Of course, Mr. F realizing that. Popping dead silence and moving around. Now remember, it's quads, so you have to be very careful on who you chase down, because you never know where his teammate's going to be. Waiting for dead silence to run out so we can grab the other one. Pretty self-explanatory there. We have enough for a loadout drop, and here we are communicating to go to the loadout drop. I assume, I don't speak this language unfortunately, but because everyone's heading over here, that's what I'm assuming that they're organizing right now. Now, no matter what you guys believe, you always need to be on your toes, because there usually are more people lurking around you guys, especially if they just heard gunfire. Oh, there they are right there. We have an enemy shooting at us. Our teammate able to get the knock. We go ahead and collapse on one guy. Instantly see a guy trying to jump over the wall, trying to get the heady. We do get a few shots off. At that range, the OTS isn't the best gun, but it's better than nothing. Getting some shots on the enemy, so he does have to plate up. Trying to find this man. There she is. And GG, there's a team wipe. Now, as far as that fight's concerned, it's a perfect example of not getting tunnel vision. Again, most players, when they see the first enemy on top of, let's rewind this. So he first sees this guy, he instantly goes down. Then he sees the sniper bullet go off, so he instantly transitions to this guy here. But he also notices this guy, which is why he snapped over to this one. Observation is huge in this game. Stop tunnel vision on the guy you're shooting at. Start noticing players that may be a bigger threat to you. This guy's closer. He's not shooting at anybody yet. We are vulnerable with no cover. So that's why he transitioned to that player. This guy here is already shooting at his teammate. They're already in like a 1v1. We're just there to assist. So of course his job is to transition to the guy that no one else is shooting at. And that's exactly what happened. Now, how did he know where the last player was? Well, if you look at the mini map, you just saw it pop up. He already registered that. You see green shooting that direction as well. And then you'll notice it one more time on the mini map, how he was able to know. The moment it popped up, he knew. He just lined it up. He's got to be around this corner. And sure enough, there he was. Again, observation. This is why I tell you guys not to tunnel vision. It's not because I don't want you to get your execute. Get your execute. I want you guys to keep your eyes open, noticing movement, noticing anything that's out of the ordinary. Again, pay attention to the mini map. A lot of players, a lot of pro players are always looking at the minimap. I myself look at the minimap every 5 to 10 seconds. All right, but what do you do now? We got 3 kills. Our teammates have got some kills as well. So what do you do in this situation? Well, of course, you're going to do a bounty, and that's where he's going. He's calling it out right there. Going to go ahead and mark it up, and that's the direction we're going to go. Now, again, don't get super tunnel vision and hyper-focused on the objectives. Don't get super hyper-focused on where you're going. Always notice everything. He notices a helicopter in the middle of the street, goes ahead and pings it because he knows it's not a spawn. So, of course, he's going to go try to contest these enemies. All right, we see the chopper back there. And, of course, there's 4 enemies around it. But because this team is immediate threat, and also there's 3 more enemies at the buy station down here to the south, of course, this is the better fight to pick. Not based off a safety reason, just knocking out 2 teams instead of just going after 1. Also, on top of that, your teammates are already engaging. So, of course, you want to go out there and help them, because if you just assume your 2 teammates are going to go in there and slap these bitches while you and your other teammate go over here, it might work out. But because this team's over here in a great third-party position, you run a huge risk in getting 5v2'd. So I love the fact that Mr. F diverged back from where he was going to where his teammates needed him most. That poor bastard coming back from the gulag, I assume, just to get absolutely fucking wrecked. Now, look at this player here. Here we have a guy sitting in the top floor of this building. Now, again, the top floor, the arrow above the dot means he's above where you're at. If it means below, it means the enemy is below you. Now, this is a huge problem in any situation. Now, jumping out and trying to outplay these enemies is going to be a hard task. It's going to be damn near impossible, but at least you tried, right? If your mindset is, I'm going to camp the staircase and I'm going to destroy these guys, that's not the way to go, because you're going to get stunned. You're going to get mollied. You're going to get flashed. Something's going to happen to make it a lot more difficult than what you assume is about to happen. Not to mention, if we were to 4-man push that staircase, there's no physical way he'd be able to take us all out unless he had an RPG or like a bunch of C4s and claymores and shit. I love the fact that instead of going in with our teammates, we're trying to provide cover through the window by creating elevation using the hill. And of course, getting the beautiful kill. We didn't have to go in there to get the kill. Mr. F reading the terrain perfectly, getting the high ground level or almost level with the guy in the window and able to blitz him out. I love that. Now, the enemies that we're pushing right now should know we're coming. They just heard the fight. They should know they're next, especially with the UAV in the air. There they are shooting at our teammates. We're popping the Deddy coming up from another angle. We hear windows breaking. He's going to go for the jump, make it through the window. Beautiful shots. Great knock. The enemy didn't even respond. He didn't even react. If you get shot, guys, you need to turn around and look at the enemy. You have got to develop fast reaction time. You don't have to be the best at aiming, but you do need to have some decent reaction time. And just like that situation there too. Okay, so there ended up being 3v4 originally. Again, when we fought those two enemies by the house, it was super close to where these guys are at. I believe it was this house. These guys should have got somewhat together to where they could fight together. I have no idea why the first guy we killed was looking out the back window. That was stupid. He should have heard us. Turn your headset up if you cannot hear people shooting. There's no reason. Even if they're suppressed, you can still hear suppressed shots. Now, going back to the fight, we're going to break it down kind of sort of frame by frame. It's pretty self-explanatory, but let's just discuss how the enemies played this wrong. We're looking in the windows, trying to analyze what's going on. Of course, we have an enemy down here. It's very dark. He doesn't notice him at first, but he does notice him after he shoots his teammate. And here this guy is. So when your teammate is going out there to fight to his death, right? If he's putting suppression on the enemy, what should you do as a teammate? Not this. You do not hide behind a truck and pray to God a teammate kills them all, or we just vanish. No. I mean, there's a good chance Dev Air might kick us from the game, but this is not what you do, guys. The moment your teammates start fighting, you better be fighting too. You hear gunfire coming from your teammates and you're sitting in the corner. Look at that. Not a single bullet hit us. He was staring at us. I don't even think he shot his gun. You're going to notice a huge drastic difference between the way this team's playing and possibly the way you and your teams play. Now, again, you do not have to have the best accuracy in the world. Just a little bit of reaction time, a little bit of knowledge of the terrain. And on top of that, some great fucking teamwork just to blow through enemies just like these guys are. Again, getting UAVs, using bounties and UAVs as our advantage. Granted, we haven't used the bounty yet, but we were planning to. We've just been so blessed with everything around us. Now look, also this. Pay attention to flares, pay attention to buybacks, pay attention to recon, shit like that. If you see something, that's a key indicator that a player is or was over there. And if they were over there, meaning past tense, they're still relatively close. So those of you players out there that keep messaging me, I can't find enemies, I can't find enemies. That's not the case at all. You're not looking for enemies. Because again, like I always say, and I'm a huge believer in this is just facts. The more fights you get in, the better you will become. And we have an enemy running away from us. Granted, he's probably trying to regroup with this team. Or he's by himself. There is a lot of players. There are a lot of players on top of bank right now. Now look, the EM2, bless its soul. That gun is so fun to use. The recoil is a little bit tricky. You need to build it the correct way in order to get the best recoil. But once you guys can manage just, micro correction with when you're shooting the gun, dude, this gun is absolute beast. And I'm glad Mr. F is using it to show you guys exactly how good this gun is. Now we know that 2 of the players ran off, 2, maybe 3 of them. There's still 1 around us. So he's popping dead silence right now. There he is. Now look at this. This is another example of playing together. When you guys hear gunshots, and the second time this has happened, when you guys hear gunshots, what do? Well, you're supposed to fight. But if you want to run away from the enemy like this team clearly does, at least run away together. Because all you're doing now is getting caught out in the open. Now, I'm not saying hold hands all the time. That's not what I want you guys to do. But the moment your first teammate made the key decision to get the hell out of there, why the hell didn't y'all do it at the same damn time? So now we have a massive separation between these 3 dots on the minimap to where he's going to get picked. He's going to get picked. He might get away depending. And this guy's probably going to run off to Narnia. Well, let's see what happens. But guys, the moment someone on your team makes a decision to bail out or fight, again, work together. Second time. There's one. The second one's in a little bit better spot. Let's see if he turns around to help his teammate or if he keeps running away. It looks like he's moving away. And he's holding his ground. Actually, the first guy's coming back to help. Good on him. Woo! A headshot at the end, was able to get that knot. Beautiful. Now, look, a lot of players would think to themselves, because I already know what the comment sections be like. You guys are crazy out there. You're like, he's hacking. He's cheating. He's walling. Look at him. He knows exactly where he is. Again, mini map, guys. Line up the tip of your character with this dot. And guess what happens? That's right, man. It tells you where he's at. So weird. Ho! Taking some sprays. We're able to get a couple hits, not too much. And he goes in for the sniper shot. We're able to solidify another 4 bullets to the face. Beautiful. Now, also, guys, just going to talk about that enemy right there. You got to know when to play and know when to fight, right? You have got to understand when to bail away and when to thug it out. The moment we had those hits off, he should not have committed to trying to go for the snipe. He should have replayed, played his life, and tried his best to outplay the entire situation. Now, you see a lot of pings going out. You see us looking around everywhere. We have a lot of pings around us. We're kind of pinched, but it's not bad because everyone's by themselves. Not really sure the situation. Could be the same team. I highly doubt it. It's a lot of separation. They're not really going anywhere. Also, this guy's playing the edge of the zone. He's dead regardless. Even if we were spectating a bad player, just because of positioning, this kid's dead. And that's exactly what it is. Instantly going to go from this guy, take a shit. All right, UAV going up. We have 2 enemies, again, playing the edge of the gas. And again, guys, normally when players are playing the edge of the gas, when I'm playing, it gives me a boost of confidence because I know these guys aren't hunting. And guess what? When they're not hunting, guess what that does for me? It lets me know I've already won the fight. Granted, a lot of times I die, but I go in there with a lot more confidence than I do chasing somebody who's moving around just as fast as me, driving in vehicles, going after fights around the hangars, superstore area. Those fights, I'm a little bit more scared. But shit like this right here, I know 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, we're going to go in here and we're going to slap these bots. So again, guys, try your best not to just sit on the edge of the circle. And they had their gatekeeping, but what kind of gatekeep is this? What kind of, we have the high ground. We have all these places to rotate to. Sitting on a building gatekeeping, that's not what this is. This is just camping on a rooftop. Yeah, he missed the jump, brother. All right, we got a guy, of course, the arrow's below, so we know that he is, oh, nope, it's on our level now. So he's watching the staircase, waiting for him again, lining up the dot. That's exactly how he did it. Again, I'm just saving Mr. F from all the hackization comments, but that's exactly how he was able to go from there. And the moment the blip picked up over here, he transitioned and looked towards the dot. Again, just using basic deductive reasoning, guys.
Down the no.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Beautiful live ping. Unfortunately, we did not see the sentry gun. Great movement from Mr. F.
Mai are cineva unde asta? Luați puncte pe mașină, te rog. Nu știu cine e albastră.
Roger, transport.
No, I'm not.
No?
No.
So whenever you have a fight and one of the enemies runs away, the first thing I think of is he's going to buy to get the rest of his teammates back. That's usually my first thought. We have another fight going on in front of us to the northwest. Let's go ahead and analyze this shit.
Încă unul. La violet.
They're targeting me.
De aici, din stânga, l-a spus jos. Hai să traversăm încolo, nu are sens.
Mark the target.
All right, again, they got a bounty mark, so this is the next move. Clearly, throwing up UAV just in case. We know enemies are here. Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, why did he hold on the UAV for so long? Most of you guys know, but again, gonna go ahead and say it for the ones that don't know. Instead of launching the UAV where we're just for fighting at, and we basically clean up the entire area, and also because we had UAV prior, we're going to go ahead and wait until we get closer to the next area we know enemies are going to be at, and then called the UAV in. If we would have called it at the start of us leaving that area, by the time we made it to here, the UAV would have been wasted, and we'd probably know where a few are at, but not where everyone is. So whenever we go from compound to compound, once you feel like you're about to get in a fight, that's when you want to throw UAV up. Don't panic throw UAV up when you're out in the middle of the airfield for no fucking reason. But shit like this. However, we have a guy above us also. Most wanted bounty pretty far away. We got 470 meters out.
Uite, om în aer, om în aer.
Now look, he's not really Mary Poppins floating like I usually hate on. He's just trying to float to his loot. I'm not going to hate on you guys for that. It is what it is. You're going to get beamed out of the air sometimes. We got 2 pings up there. We don't have much of an angle because they do have a nice heady, so he's going to avoid fighting that. He may try to contest it, but he wants to clear the rest of the area out first, which I highly recommend. Again, a situation like that, a lot of you guys, you can admit it to yourselves right now, y'all would instantly start beaming these guys because you think you can get the hits. Unless you have a sniper rifle, don't even try it. Even the most accurate players, if these guys have a decent reaction time, the moment you hit them, they're just going to duck, go back down, hide, plate up, and whatnot. And it's also going to make your push to the enemy a little bit harder. Granted, they're a bounty, so they know you're going to be coming because of the red level threats, but you want to try to your best and with a little bit more surprise than just start spamming at them from a distance. Also, guys, if you haven't tried Sneak Energy yet, you guys are missing out. Do not fall for them hype beast energy drink companies. I've had them all. Sneak is the only thing to get me going, guys. I'm telling you right now. Look at this guy. Use code Savage to check out. You guys won't be disappointed, guys. I promise. We have an enemy coming. Maybe not coming anywhere. Oh, he's dead. He came, he saw, he died. That's all it was. Don't forget the guys on top of the building that we originally had a bounty on that we missed out on. Plus UAV saying there's 3 of them bitches up there. 3. There's a guy running from cubby to cubby. He's able to get away. Damn, I thought for sure he's going to get beamed. Orange is able to get a knock, making it a 2-man situation, reading the numbers. There's the guy on the bottom. We didn't even need to go in there. We didn't even need to go in there. Also, guys, pay attention to how often he pulls up his map to analyze everything. If you guys watch my gameplay, whether I'm doing good or not, I do the same shit. You always want to be analyzing the minimap and your big map as well. Look how many enemies we have, and they're all caught out by themselves, bruh. Bruh, look at this guy sitting. He's probably just sitting in the middle of the field, just like doing jumping jacks or some shit. He's playing a whole nother game. This man's trying to build some Minecraft houses. Come on, man, what are you doing? No, I don't know what he was doing. I'm gonna be honest, and he wasn't even an instant. Where's his team at? Who knows? Who knows? All right, so we have 4 enemies, about to have 3 possibly. There it is. We have 3 enemies sitting in the storage town area. I would instantly go in this fight assuming they're on different teams. They might not be, but because of their separation, because one team's on the high ground and one's on the low ground, rotating to the west, I would again assume that they're separate teams. So knowing that, just prepare yourself to get pinched. And again, notice the blips. The moment we shot, instead of converging on us, they run away. They try to separate themselves further from us. Beautiful stun. You always got to go for the Kobe's if you can. Instantly hiding in the No, they're not. No, he's not. He's not doing this. Oh, yeah, he is. Okay, so here's the bounty. And again, a perfect situation to gatekeep these guys. Like I said, there's no strategy to it at all. They had a bounty, got scared, they hit up there, and here we are. Not saying Mr. F has trouble. He's an absolute beast, but you get what I'm saying. Oh, shit. That motherfucker was ghosted. Our teammates instantly converge on him, blow him to shit, dude. He didn't stand a damn chance in hell. And here again, here we are looking for the enemy, trying our best to see which way he's going to rotate. Weird. And that's not the guy that jumped off. Looking for him. There he is, team wipe. Weird, right? That's right, baby. Yeah. I don't know what he said, but he sounded hype as fuck, and I agree with that. Let's get it, baby. We have a lot of teams camping Superstore. What the what is this?
Precision.
Aici.
Drumul răspartă. Down.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply. Losing ground.
Au intrat ăsta peste mine, putul în gură.
Mai ies?
Not really sure what's happening here. One sets of gunshots.
Decoy ăsta, mă.
Dar trebuie să-l arunce cineva.
It'd be a decoy grenade, to be honest.
17 metri între
E
noi.
un
ce
load
da.
aici în față.
Nu știu
Dar
dacă
am
te
avut
supra
3 oameni jos, eu am
Aba,
bătut
nu era
2
în
dintre
aer.
ăia de jos. Am bătut 2 dintre ăștia
Nu
de
mai
jos,
văd.
erau 3. Exact, sub aici, a intrat.
Now we know there are enemies around.
No.
Even if they didn't throw a decoy,
Hai să facem
we
chestia
saw
la
3 more enemies on the mini-map.
load. Banii la load. La oave. La bai.
So we know they're around here. They may have already rotated. I'm not buying it. That decoy grenade was pretty fresh.
Da, mă.
S-au
I
strâns.
do think there's still an enemy behind
Contract să
us.
facem și după aia avem 20 de
Acum
mii.
îl dau, îl dau, îl dau.
Friendly UAV overhead.
Om în spate, în aer.
Mamă! Bă!
Look at this. Okay, first off, there's the enemy right there. Just sitting there on the edge of the gas, hiding in a corner like a little baby back bitch, right? But yeah, look at the players. Look at the amount of players. So this is a double stack right here. We got 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players, son. 11 players! I guarantee ain't nobody fighting each other. I guarantee you, bro. It happens every time. I don't know why.
Băi, tot lobby-ul acolo să-mi bag piciorul, fii atent. Câte echipe îs?
3.
Hai că trebuie să distrugem aici, să mor eu.
Am numere, futu-ți numerele, mă.
Ăștia nu sunt așa slabi? Păi l-am văzut până făcea slide cancel-uri, haturi, chestii.
Enemy UAV overhead. Gulag's locked down. Area's clear.
Am om aici în garaj.
New safe zone located.
Down.
Nu avem bani de luat, nu?
În garajul în stânga e down unul.
Ok.
Friendly loadout drop on
Putu-ți numerele, mătii.
Spata mora ăla. La tine, Cristi. Spata la mura.
Mai unul, mortus.
There are 24
Oh, băgă mi-aș pula. Cumpără-mă, Soco.
Da, dar stai un pic, să nu...
Soco! Vreau load-ul meu! Soco! Dea Dumnezeu sănătate.
gas is moving.
Oh, e one hit.
Enemy UAV
Mă duc eu.
Acum vedeți, poate mă cumpăra și pe mine, care aveam
Da,
bani.
pula.
All right, so let's talk about this fight and play it play by play. Now, he really fought this perfectly. There's really no critiques to this at all. The dude's just an absolute animal, and I kind of saw everything coming, but I didn't want to run my big ass mouth while y'all are watching the action go down, right? So, again, as we're pushing, instead of pushing with our team, we're going to go ahead and cross into the graveyard. That way we have 2 different angles of fire on the enemies, giving us the ability to where if the enemies get distracted on one of our teammates, the other ones can push in and close the gap, which is kind of exactly what we do. Now, we notice there's a cluster of enemies. We take some shots trying to hit the enemy. We see a blip behind us. Granted, it's above us, but he's checking regardless because he could be on a hill. Doesn't spot anything, instantly goes right back to it, right? So in this situation here, we're taking shots. We instantly dive back to better cover, trying our best. Now we're making a lot of noise, so he's instantly worried about the guys at the hangars. Because remember, there were a lot of people camping over here, not to mention the enemies that were wrapping around as well. That's exactly what he starts to do. He notices movement, notices a dead body, and he goes ahead and gets the kill. Second enemy peeks the left-hand side of that building. Notice how he plates while he's peeking. A lot of you guys, most of you guys are plating and hiding. You need to learn to kind of get the balls to peek one side and the other whenever you're plating up. That way you can keep eyes on the enemy and notice if he's pushing you or if he's running away. That way you can make your plays accordingly. It's exactly what he does. He decides to bail back because he sees the Bertha coming to him. He wants to get back to more cover. If he would have stayed right here and this Bertha was to come for us, it would have been a little bit more difficult for us to stay safe as opposed to us coming in the graveyard, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult for the Bertha to splat us. So here we have a lot of pings going out. Our teammates are dealing with their own shit. We're playing very slow. He's checking the hills just in case. Notice his ping after ping after ping. He He wants to go ahead in there. You know he does. You can see it in his movement. He wants to dive in there. But remember, there's 11 enemies, or there were. So we don't know the whole story. There might be some extra ghosted players we don't know. So he's playing really good boundary gameplay right now. Just playing the perimeter, getting as many cracks as he can. And normally I would tell you guys to push when you get an armor break. But again, because we don't know the whole situation, I don't know about that one. Unfortunately, one of our teammates does go down and he gets insta-executed. Bad play on his part because our teammates are right there to clean his ass up. And while they're there cleaning up that team, of course, we're going to rotate and try our best to take out the rest of the campers that were over here. We need to get our teammate back, so he instantly goes for the bag, trying to regain all his plates, get the money. Unfortunately, we're only at $3,600. And originally, we saw the guy in this building, but I guess the moment we started making our run for this building, he diverted to the other one, causing a little bit of delay in getting this kill. Now, again, this is the third time we've seen this. His teammates are fighting, and he's hiding, not helping at all. If you guys have teammates like that, unless they're homies of yours, you need to drop them, son. You need people out there to help you fight. And here he is camping by the lockers, and it is what it is. Again, guys, if your teammates are fighting, you better be shooting and helping them out. There's no reason.
Vino acum și vreo 3 acolo.
Las din puncte, las din puncte. Bă, Cristi.
Uai de pula mea.
Bă, ce e aici, mă?
Bă! Ce-a fost asta, frățică?
Bă, băiatule. Dar n-am ce să-i fac. Au zona, n-am ce să-i fac.
Uai de pula mea, cum ori tras să ia 3 toți odată.
Ei ne-au prins acolo cu
Bă, mama, ești prost că n-am înțeles din ținta. Asta-i curăță pe toți. Ce faci? Deci n-am înțeles.
All right, let's analyze this fight real quick. Let's break it down real quick. I would say not much to it. I mean, this was a hell of a play, a hell of a gas mask play right here. But I want you guys to focus on a few things. One, his reaction time, right? 2, the timing of the UAV, and 3, the play with the gas mask. As players, we always assume the players are going to try to play to get safe out of the gas. Fortunately, we had a durable gas mask, and that was just not the case. So right here, we notice enemies have the high ground. We're in a bad spot. What did I just say previously? By hangars, use UAV when you feel threatened. Here we are feeling threatened. He instantly starts screaming, holy shit. I'm assuming is what came out of his mouth. Following the tracers to find the enemy, lining it up on the mini map. And unfortunately, we are caught up in a beautiful stun grenade from the enemy. Now, notice what he's doing. He's staying in the gas. He's not running and panicking, trying to get safe. He's playing the gas to his advantage. And the enemies are assuming he's going to try to get safe. So they're instantly rotating from the mini map. They're trying to get safe so they can gatekeep us, right? Unfortunately for him, he goes down instantly. We instantly get the throwing knife kill. Now, throwing knives are very crucial for those of you out there that want to get aggressive and go off solo trioing, solo doing, solo quadding, because the ammunition is going to take to execute. You're going to be forced to pop your reload, making fights a little bit more difficult and a little bit more time consuming. So we go ahead and get the knife. We see 2 enemies. Now, I'm not sure what the hell they're shooting at or what they noticed. These guys are just oblivious. First off, your teammate just died. They instantly, the moment your teammate dies, you need to look that direction. You've got to look that direction, especially from the edge of the circle. Especially because you know damn well he's close, right? But they didn't for some reason. We had time to bail away, throw a stun, and hit him with the EM2. But notice, when we hit him with the EM2, what the hell were they looking at? He's crouched watching this way. Now, I'm going to assume they thought we were playing the gas mask play coming up the north-hand side. But again, their teammate just died behind them. So again, ding, ding, ding. Look behind you. Now we get the knock, and this is what had me dead. Look at this kid. What are you doing? What are you doing? No. When you guys are scanning for enemies that you know are close, make sure you're spreading out, looking different directions, looking the same damn way, which led to them getting shot in the back in a beautiful 1v3 at one point situation. That's all she wrote. I mean, they have no one to be mad but themselves. They just got 1v3'd by my dude, Mr. F. Now, unfortunately, our team did die again. We had a very bad position. The enemies had high ground. The enemies had gatekeep. They should have won that fight completely. But Mr. F with the durable coming in clutch, able to rotate in the gas. But if the 2 enemy teammates would have paid attention, they literally could have taken us out. Well, they would have a better shot at taking us out. 25 kills, 10 enemies remain. We do not have money to buy our teammates back, unfortunately, but he's not giving up.
Vai de viața
Bă, nici o
mea.
treabă, cum dracu?
Da, ăla nu sunt
Ai
mișcat,
lobby de...
frățică, ăla nu
Băi,
sunt
lobby de
mișcat.
slab este.
Now, unfortunately, they do have a good position. However, since they're playing the edge or playing the ledge, I don't suspect there going to be much contest. The moment they hear gunshots, they'll probably peek up out of curiosity. That's what Mr. F's waiting for. They did not peek up though. That's usually what I'll do too. If you guys know there's enemies above you, just bait shots, bait the enemies out. I would have swapped to the EM2 in that situation, but he's able to go ahead and hit that enemy a lot of times with the OTS. Now the enemy again, fast reaction time. If he would have had fast reaction time, that would have not been the case. Beautiful stun, jumping off though, because he sees the enemy come out from a whole different angle. He's going to rotate up the opposite way and do the exact same thing again. Shame on the enemies for falling for this twice. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Stop looking the same direction. You are getting outplayed, outmaneuvered, and completely destroyed right now. Because again, for the second time this match, enemies are literally staring at the same shit. Big ass map, staring at the same bus. What the hell?
Hai dă-mă dracu. Ferească, Dumnezeu.
Now that's just shameful. I don't think we need to recap that at all. Those players just had no idea what the hell they were playing. They thought they were playing Fortnite, and we sure as hell were not. One guy's trying to build walls, the other ones are just sitting there. I don't know what the hell they were doing. That was some weird shit going on right there. But we have the high ground. We have advantage. Look at the vantage point we have. 3 enemy teams left. We know there's a team inside here because we had cracked the enemy earlier. So really all we need to find is 2 more teams. One team's going to die by the collapse. Whatever team's not safe will die to the collapse. Because they'll either get gate capped or they'll just die in zone. Great shots. Noticing a little bit of silver glint. Able to ADS on it, get some shots off.
Nu.
Nu, e după gard. Aici,
Am auzit în spatele tău, am auzit în spatele tău sau sub tine.
Sub mine, sub mine.
sub a venit.
Dar nu știu să cum a sărit ea.
Uite-l pe ăla la gardul dreapta.
Great shots, great reaction time. Able to get some body shots, then a heady. There's the guy rotating in from the outer zone right now. Popping dead silence, reading the situation that there are enemies inside. Again, this is pretty self-explanatory. Great on the enemy. Great on the enemy looking through there, predicting somebody to jump down. I did not see that coming. Now we know there's a team in this building, so we need to go ahead and clear that out first or get on the rooftop. Depends on what he wants to do, because what's going to happen is nothing's safe. The only safety you're going to have is this little wall right here and this bus. That's it. Maybe this. So the team that's in here is going to have to rotate. The team that's in here is going to have to rotate, and so are we. So we need to get the high ground first. Do one of two things. Either A, early rotate our ass over here. Going to be kind of dangerous because you put your back to the enemies in the window. Or B, do what we've been doing. Use the gas mask as a tool and wait for the enemies to run out and then shit down their throat. He's going to go ahead, push in, get that knock. There's going to be an enemy in here most likely. Maybe not. Kind of questionable why the enemies left this building, I'm going to be honest. But they did. Woo! Both teams are fighting right now. We're going to go ahead and take opportunity of this third party, get the knock in a 1v1 situation. We know the guy's on the northeast side behind the bus. There she is. Boom, baby. Just like that. Able to go ahead and get the beautiful execute for the final kill with a total kill count of 33. Now, I know a lot of you guys do not have aim like him, do not have movement like him. And again, that's fine. But that stuff comes with time, right? Don't focus on his aim. Don't focus on his accuracy. You need to develop that on your own. What you do need to be focusing on is the simple plays that he's doing to outmaneuver these enemies. And I say simple, they're not simple, but it is common sense. Again, gas masks are to play the gas. That's what he did to get the W. Navigating on top of the roofs, using lifts and all this other shit, just jumping around buildings and maneuvering the hell out of that to get team wipe after team wipe after team wipe was just a beautiful display of knowing the terrain. It's not just talking about hills and mountains, it's talking about buildings too. Know the building layout so you can maneuver on these enemies. You get bored, or if you can't find enemies, try jumping in windows, try to figure out how to rotate in and out of a building without having to go through the front door. But Mr. F, thank you for submitting the gameplay, brother. Really enjoyed analyzing this hell of a match. Your team did a great job. Great clutch in a solo situation as well in game. Beautiful knowledge of the buildings, of the terrain, and just making the greatest plays to go off and carry your team to the victory. Again, guys, the purpose of these videos is to put you guys in different player situations, show you guys the way different players play differently, so that maybe you can find a play style that you do like, that you don't like, that you can either gravitate towards or avoid. You guys are watching the same players over and over and over again. It's kind of hard to see if you like that or not because you're just trying the same thing over and over again. That's why I don't post my gameplay every day. That's why we don't spectate bots every day. That's why we have a variety of shit on here so you guys can kind of find the niche that fits your play style and your skill set to go out there and become a better player. And again, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up on it right now. Subscribe to the channel today. And also, guys, if you enjoyed this, make sure you follow me over on Facebook Gaming, where we will be posting exclusive videos with Rebirth Island, with the new Vanguard, different weapon updates, different weapon builds, things like that, so I can give you guys even more content on a regular basis. But y'all have a good one, and until next time, keep on improving.